are back in town. Boys are back in town.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to sing. That's how we start every single episode.
That's not how we start.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
How do we start?
Many Magic the Gathering players ask themselves.
I don't think that's it either. Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Worst Magic cards.
Whoa! Quit yelling at him.
I'm sorry. I'm real sorry. But that's not right either, is it?
No. Hi! Today we have Victor and Devin, probably better known as...
That's not it either. Ooh, it's been a while.
What if
I do the thing that, that we usually do? Welcome, everybody. It's Great Boomer.
Darth Bolas.
Here today for Cardboard Cantrips. We are really excited. We have a brand new series coming out.
Yeah, the state finally opened up for enough players to gather around and play some paper Magic. Unfortunately, not sanctioned by Magic,
But it is what it is. But we're excited to announce the Cardboard Cantrips Commander Championship.
or Quad C.
Quad C, the 4C, Quad C, Quattro. We don't know what we're calling it, but we're real excited.
Season 1.
Ooh, most important Season 1. Well, what's in it?
Well, so we have 12 players.
Ooh.
2 of which are actually, part of the prize pool. 1 and 2.
We're playing for something far more important. Some people might call it the fate of the world.
The other 10 players, though, are fighting for over $800 in prize pool, supplied by yours truly.
Yeah, Cardboard Cantrips, thank you. And also, we're really excited. Let's get to meet them. So,
here's our 10 players.
If you're ready. I'm ready. What's up, everybody? Great Boomer.
Darth Bolas.
And we're here today with inkedgaming.com,
where you can get all your custom-made needs, playmats, and sleeves.
If you like what you see here on our Twitch or on our new Commander series on YouTube, go to inkgaming.com/cc where you can get yours. Today we have the Cardboard Cantrips Commander Championship Season 1, Week 1 players who are ready.
We have Osiris, the Withering Storm, a Teamer Spellslinger Group Slug deck piloted by Devin.
We have Aluna, Apex of Wishes, a Teamer Elementals Matters free spell deck piloted by Victor. We have Zaxara, the Exemplary Soultide deck with X Spells Matter piloted by Wes.
And we have Baral, Chief of Compliance, a Mono Blue Voltron piloted by Kai.
Let's get to it.
Alrighty. Everyone's hands are drawn, decks are shuffled. Looks like Kai is going to go first.
Kai's on that Baral Chief of Compliance. That looks like a sweet deck. I'm really excited to see the Voltron stuff happen.
And it looks like Devin decided to play a late line of anticipation. On his turn, Kai plays land and passes over to Wes. Wes makes a land drop.
Worst.
And goes into Crypt into Commander Sphere and passes the turn.
Strong opening turn.
Good ramp.
Good ramp. Ooh, turn 1 Soul Ring.
Looks like the ramp keeps on going. And Victor discards a card and passes
The hand
turn.
size. No, I like this idea. It very could be a strategy. Fill up the yard and see where he's going with this.
Looks like Kai plays Baral, his commander.
I think that's a good choice for this type of game because, it's a 2-drop, gets out early, can try to get those first blood points pretty quickly. Sounds pretty good.
Gotta capture those points pretty quick. Wes takes some damage, plays a Rites of Flourishing and a land off of the Rites of Flourishing. And everyone's pretty happy about it, especially that Victor.
I think he's excited. You know, Victor's known. I'm known for keeping a risky keep. I there had to have been something there for me to be really excited about. It was a little while ago, so I'm not quite sure what was happening. And let's get into this.
Looks like Devin also missed a land drop, but at least he has 3 men on board, all colorless, unfortunately.
All right. Looks like we're all just talking here, kind of figuring out what's going on, making fun of it. And Victor draws 2 cards for turn.
There's
Discards 2 cards.
Land drop missed
Ouch.
again. Brawl swings in, hits Devin for 1 commander damage.
I like it. At least he's not going after me this early.
Looks like Kai got first blood. Figures out what he's trying to do with his hand here. Looks like it's a brainstorm. He does have Reliquary Tower, so no hand size for him.
Still got to put 2 back, though.
Makes that last land drop.
Which is good. It looks like he's probably fishing for a land there.
Probably.
It's a good waste of a brainstorm if you don't have one. But this is mono blue. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard.
Passes over to West. West takes more damage off of his vault.
Not untapping that, huh?
No, doesn't want to waste
A
mana.
lot of mana, though, already. This is early.
Nearly tapping out, playing his commander Zaxara. Looks like a bunch of creatures are hitting the board here. Devin hoping to draw a land.
Some sort of colored source.
And
Reliquary Tower. Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
at least he doesn't have to discard, but he does play the Solemn Simulacrum. Solemn Simulacrum.
Yep.
Sad robot.
The saddest of robots.
Finding a colored source.
Yep. It's like I'm now here checking out my graveyard. You know, I had some cards here that I was thinking of discarding. They're all pretty good. It was a very strong hand. I don't know what to say. It's a very risky keep, very strong hand if it worked out right. It looks like the hand just did not pan.
Makes you wonder what we're trying to keep.
Land for turn. Second land for turn.
Looks
Double
like
bounce land.
finally made land drops. None of it mattered. Had to end up discarding anyways for the
Courser
turn.
of Krufix too. This hand was real good, I can just tell you. Looks like the camera's been hit a little bit here. Sorry about that. And I'm just showing everybody that I have a billion cards in my hand.
Looks like we're down to Kai's turn here. He's pondering through his hand.
Careful, if you could see that hand there, there is a Soul Ring, an Arcane Signet, and there was a Courser of Krufix to start the game. That would have just ramped out the door. However, the only land in hand was the bounce land. And hoping to get lucky.
Risky keeps. Risky keeps. So
Fact-
Kai chooses Fact or Fiction targeting Victor.
Let's see here.
See what kind of piles we get.
Yep.
Oh my, there's only one that matters, and that's Cyclonic Rift.
I try to give him the counter spells over the Cyclonic Rift. I'd rather play through those than have my stuff bounced.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy choice going for the 4 extra cards. Kai choosing to swing again.
Nope. Looks like he's attacking.
Goes right into Victor.
What a man. I give him a good pile and he goes right back at me. That hurts.
He wanted all 5 cards.
He wanted all 5. So you didn't give me a 5 or nothing.
I'm not sure what he's playing there. Looks like everyone's got to read it.
I'm assuming some sort of blue card.
Some sort of draw.
Draw card, yes. That Search for Ascanta is not in the game here. That was under his commander. Just Looks like he has in his deck. Oh, yep, and it puts a
Mystic
Cyclonic
Sanctuary.
Yep.
Targeted Cyclonic Rift, go back to the top.
That hurts. Try to stop that.
He got the 5 anyways.
Should have given him 5 and a 2. 3 and a 2.
Moves over to Wes, who takes some more damage for not untapping his Mana Vault there.
That could hurt him later on. Now you're playing a creature deck, and Kai's playing a Voltron deck. So, I mean, that really could come back to play and bite him in the butt, taking these little points of damage here and there. Who the hell knows what I'm playing at this point?
Draw, discard, go, I believe.
I believe that is correct.
Wes is figuring out his turn. I think we're all worried where the Xar is going to go, but instead he taps it down, plays a spell.
I think that is the card that allows the X spells. I give the...
Oh. Yes. Double X spells and then copy them.
Yep.
And then any X counters get doubled as well. Devin untaps.
Devin's got lands.
He's got all this colored mana. He's pretty happy sitting there with a 2/2 sad robot.
Yep.
With the landline of anticipation out, you gotta wonder what he's gonna end up playing.
He's gonna go the Josh C. Kwai method and just draw pass.
Sounds good to me.
Oh,
and that's
Boomer.
exactly what he did.
Boomer's up. What's happening here? Boom!
Ooh.
Untapped. What do we got? Soul Ring.
And Arcane Signet. He's still got one more land drop.
Yep.
And we know he has a bounce land. There it
Boom!
is.
Look at that. That's actually a pretty good ramp turn. I mean,
it's not too bad. A little underwhelming considering it's like turn 23.
It's turn 4. I should have played the bounce land earlier because after I played the bounce land, I started to draw land.
Right. So after he ramps up a bit, he passes to Kai. Kai draws his card for turn, looking at his mana, pointing around the table, and decides to play Sword of the Animist, showing that this is truly a mono blue Voltron deck, and equips it to his commander.
The raw.
And he goes swinging. Everyone's wondering where it's going to go. And it gets blocked by a Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah.
Devin draws a card. Kai searches for the land off the attack trigger. And then Devin quickly beasts within the X doubler, and then decides to Sky Shroud Claim.
No, I'm not sure if that was the X double. I think that was the double mana. Another double mana spell. I believe it was. A little bit hard to tell from this angle here. I like your Stomping Grounds and your Triumph there.
Yeah, pretty good ramp there, you know.
I think that was your 4th Triumph is in that deck. Wow. All right, Wes is going out again here. We've got playing a Skryland Temple Mystery here. Super important here what he has going on.
Looks like he passes the turn. Nope. He's decided to play some cards here.
And Kyle over here just keeps flashing the camera his mountain. That's the Dex doubler right there. That's the one.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Kind of hoping that Beast Within got used on that instead.
I think it was the right decision, blowing up the mana doubler. Problem, I think, with X spells, you need a lot of mana for it. And you're really stopping that when you took care of that. Looks like his Cassius Marsh is coming at you because you blew it up.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of revenge. Devin takes 3 damage from Wes's attack. And then gets past the turn. Devin untaps. Draws a card for turn.
2 cards for turn.
And we have...
Xyrus here. Wants everybody else to draw, but, I mean, this doesn't really do much else if it's not on the table, though.
Yeah, that one was held in the wings probably a little too long, especially with Leyline of Anticipation. I think he was more trying to get the ramp going.
Yeah.
Because he was a little bit behind on the colors for a little bit.
I wouldn't know anything about being behind him, ramp.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Looks like he plays another draw go. Passes to Victor. Kai's looking through his massive hand.
That's one thing about playing blue that a lot of players, if you're not playing blue, you usually don't have those kind of giant hands. I mean, it's really hard to do. Black does it sometimes, but mostly it's blue.
Victor is playing a Leafkin Druid.
See, get some mana up there. Still didn't draw any other lands.
Yep, it's still the same mountain and bounce land that we've seen before.
And that is the new Teamer Rock.
Yeah, just more ramp. Can't draw the lands, but got all the rocks for days.
Yep.
Looks like Kai decides to pop off the Psych Rift, targeting Leyline of Anticipation. In response is the Barracuda, which is pretty much Leyline of Anticipation. And
for everybody.
For
Except
everyone.
for on your turn. Yep. Which is actually, it's kind of nice. I like that a lot.
This is kind of that splash group hug style here. Kai finally takes his turn.
What does he have here? Let's see.
Pondering through his hand.
See, that's not what I was expecting to see here so far. I was expecting some more splashy, bunch more equipment here from Kai. Just we haven't really seen it yet.
Not for a true Voltron commander yet.
Right.
However, it is blue. It's backed up by many counter spells, many draw spells.
The problem with playing counter spells is you have to play more draw spells, I think, in your deck too, because if you're just trying to one-for-one things, it doesn't really work in Commander. Because you have to wait. You have 2 other people who are going to play too if you just one-for-one someone else. It's going to put you behind. So if you don't have the draw, you can't really get that going in Commander.
Kai swings at Victor, who's blocked by Leafkin Druid. Gets his free land for turn.
Take that. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
I'm pretty sure that they both agreed on that plan.
Well, I think he was just going to attack me no matter what, and I'm going to block.
That was the discussion. He was asking permission, but it was going to happen anyways.
Yep.
Kai's wondering what to do with all this mana. And more than 2 blue up. Looking through some graveyards. Everyone's flashing them around. Victor has quite a few himself, considering he skipped a couple turns. That is the M20 card. Search your deck for 2 different named creatures and put them into the graveyard that Wes is showing. And Kai decides to Narset's reversal that. Copying it, bouncing it back to his hand.
Puts them into your hand, not to your graveyard.
Oh, puts them in the hand.
Yeah. Yep. Kai copies it, bounces it back to his hand. That's good. That's pretty good. I'm thoroughly impressed all week with Kai's play with an Narset's reversal. He's reversing and copying other people's stuff as well, which is pretty interesting. So he gets the card from Battle Bond. What's her name?
The first one's Archaeomancer.
And the other one is the one that I forget her name from Battle Bond. Let's move on. All right.
The important one is Archaeomancer because what Kai does with it next. Kai really thinking about his turn?
He really is.
Counting up the graveyards. Looking around the table. Wes's turn. He's activating. Thinking about how he's going to spend it. Casts his Erebos' intervention.
Exiling X cards from graveyards. There's not enough cards in all the graveyards. He's actually going to end up exiling every card.
Everything but one, I believe. So I think he
Yes.
does 12.
Yep, and there's 13 cards. He leaves one in my graveyard because it was the least threatening. And I think that was. Did you say that one was Arcane Artisan? I believe that was the card he played. That Kai got. Alright.
So we're targeting the first copies and what its targets are, and then we'll go through. And the actual copy, we'll target the rest.
And I think in the end he realizes, well, I could just basically everything because he has the copy spell and the doubler. So he doesn't have to get everything.
Finally dealing with that Cyclonic Rift.
Thank goodness.
Which was going to be an issue.
Again. Yes. You know, I think for the issues, I really didn't want to see that Cyclonic Rift come back again because I was already struggling really hard with this. And being 3 turns down and just starting to go now, really, it's starting to worry me. The nice thing, though, is with a gun, we don't have to worry about that bouncing. I think Wes's would have had the hardest time, honestly, catching back up because he had a lot of expensive spells.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Wes decides to attack Kai for 3 with the Beast.
Good. That's finally happening.
First damage Kai has taken all game.
I think the problem with Kai with that brawl is going to have a hard time getting through Wes's board. They're going to get pretty big. These XX spells.
And all the XX Hydras he's making.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I'd like the idea of Brawl as a Voltron commander. Really excited about having being able to back up what you're trying to do with all your Voltron equipment, and also having counter spells and draw spells and ways to keep your hand full, right? So what a lot of Voltron commanders are lacking, really. But the problem with the downside is it's a 1/3. You've got a lot of pumping up to get that commander damage in.
Looks like Devin decides to play Xyrus on Wes's end step. And Wes decides to toss his intervention, but not to counter the spell.
He would like to scry, whatever, pseudo scry, I put 2 cards into his hand.
Yep.
But back to the Voltron thing. I think it's a good idea, but the problem with the power is I think it's just too much to overcome with him playing that. If he was like a 5/5, or 5 power really. If you can get to 5 power, I think Voltron is doable.
Right.
The problem with a lot of 5 power things, it costs more. So you gotta pros and cons. And I was actually super excited you played this. I was hoping that you'd play this and then attack me on your turn so I can draw some cards.
Yeah, Xyrus does kind of lend towards
the group hug-ish.
A group hug because he lets multiple people draw depending on who he attacks. And the right colors, too.
Yep.
Wes makes another Hydra. Thassa's intervention finally resolves. Xyrus resolves. And then Devin takes his turn.
Shouldn't he have got 2 Thassa's interventions, though? He gets a copy?
I'm pretty sure we missed that trigger a lot.
I did too.
Yep.
I think so. We are not playing with professionals here, people. We are individuals super rusty from quarantine.
Yeah.
Some of these decks also are not completely finished when we're playing these. We're just excited to play with some new cards that came out. Finally got them in our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the card I believe West left in my graveyard was Escape to the Wilds.
Good card.
Yep.
Devin decides to attack Xyrus into Victor, who gladly takes it. They each both draw 3.
Commander damage. I would take 3 to have those 3 cards any day. I believe your exact wording is, who wants to draw a card? I think my hand shot up immediately. Like, me, I want cards.
Yep, that question got asked a lot around that table. Devin should have made some snakes there. Off of,
you're getting to it, I believe. Yep.
And that's where he puts those down.
Snakes. You don't have enough snakes to...
Yeah, I need more snake tokens.
No, you don't. Trust me, I've been in that room with Patra. You gotta limit your snake tokens. You only need probably most 10. Because you have to have dice do the rest of it.
Devin passes turn. All of his lands untap.
All my lands untapped. Look at that. Land. And there's only one. Oh, do I get a second one? Oh, I got a second one. Myriad Landscape. Look at that. All right. We're getting somewhere.
Let's see if he decides to do anything with his turn or just pass, because Barracuda is up.
No, I think the problem with me playing at flash speed, I think I know some of my own weaknesses. I get just too excited when it's finally my turn. Like, I get to do things.
You are not one with the control player inside of you.
This is Esper, so those are the only control decks I can play.
Looks like this is that Bonder's Anti-Melee that comes in the new Commander decks.
Yep. You can... It costs 3 mana, it's a rock.
Where you can pay 4 and everyone who owns a copy of it draws a card.
Yeah. And I am mutating on top of my Leafkin Druid.
Finally, Luna hits the board.
Yep.
Unfortunately tapped because you had to use Leafkin to produce the green.
Yep. And first card that was exiled was Beast Whisperer, which is pretty good for this deck. There's a lot of creatures here. So being able to get those extra draw triggers are good. And I believe this is where Wes is pointing out we missed the Thassa's intervention.
Looks like you're planning out your next turn, Victor.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look at the board states now. It doesn't look like I'm 3 turns behind on the board. You know, it doesn't feel like that anymore. I had enough ramp to get there, and I was feeling pretty comfortable after that. Disappointed I had to use the mutate on my Leafkin Druid, but I think it was worth it.
Alrighty, so that was Artful Dodge that Kai equipped to Baral. It makes him unblockable. He draws his cards for turn, and Devin makes more snakes off of Xyrus because of the Rites of Flourishing.
I believe
Wes admires Xyrus.
I believe Baral at this point is still only a 2/3, or is it 2/4? So we're +1/+1.
It is a 2/4 currently.
2/4. I don't think that was that bad. I mean, it looks good, but I feel like going back to the idea of this, I'm gonna keep hitting this. I think throughout the day, the idea of this Voltron Mono Blue it's real exciting. I like it. You gotta equip a lot of things, though.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have deck lists, so we don't know what he has, how many equipments he has in his deck. But it feels like it might be a little bit lacking in equipment. I actually played another game, and he only had about 3 out there too. I feel like playing Voltron, you're probably gonna have 5 or 6 equipment on your commander
in any game.
And if you're going 5 or 6, that only puts it to a 5 power, usually like a 5 or 6 power creature. And that's hard. That's 4 or 5 attacks.
There's the Lightning Boots. Brawl can no longer be targeted by anyone.
Yeah, it's Shroud, right? Because it's Shroud.
It's Shroud, yeah.
Which is good, but once again, it's not adding to that power toughness, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty big downside. Like that one's got to be pumped up.
I mean, it is pretty well protected. Can't be blocked. Ramps him when he attacks. However, he's choosing who to swing into, chooses Wes, and is still only dealing 3 damage.
Yeah. I do also like the idea. So we don't know, like I said, we don't have deck lists here. But what if Kai at this point is using his commander with a pseudo Voltron strategy enough that you make you think that it's Voltron, but it's really like a Thassa's Oracle victory.
Right.
Because he draws a lot.
And I'm pretty sure it's in there.
And he has a counter spells. He has a few other creatures. It's not one creature either, which a lot of Voltron stuff is just one creature. Very few other creatures.
Right.
Um,
and I'm sorry, I stand corrected. It's 2 damage.
2.
Brawl deals 2 damage, not 3.
Even worse.
Devin decided to play Kami of the Crescent Moon, which is everyone draws another card in their draw step, just like a Howling Mine. Wes takes some more damage from the Mana Vault, deciding not to untap it yet again. Devin making 2 more snakes. Victor realizing that Devin's going to make a lot of snakes off his Beast Whisper.
I think that's actually exactly what I was going through my mind. You know, talk about the Wes's deck here a little bit, since it's his turn. The X-Spells deck sounds like it can be really, really strong.
Especially in the Sultai colors.
Yeah, it has a lot. Villainous Wealth?
Which is amazing.
Probably the best X-Spell in Commander, I feel. Or at least one of the best. Torment of Hellfire, I can guarantee you he's playing. That's a win con in an X-Spell for that deck.
I think he actually does end up playing it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember if
we
he
will
does.
wait and see.
We will wait and see. But I like the idea of it. He's also making creatures that get the board that can attack out. However, he needs spell doublers. This is another mana doubler. Is that the mana doubler? Yeah. And I counter that.
Yep. Fierce Guardianship, counter target non-creature spell, free if you control your commander. X spells with doubling the X spell, doubling the X, doubling the mana.
It's gonna get crazy.
He does get a little upset that we're countering and stopping all of his stuff. However, we reason with him that it is sound advice to stop everything he's doing. Otherwise, this game would have been over already.
Yeah. If he had a doubler out, these Hydras, we couldn't have stopped.
So he produces mana with Zara to play Corpse Jack Menace, another 1/1 counter style creature. And he looks at his combat step.
And he attacks, I believe me, yep. And I said, Farrah countered his spell. I'll take some damage.
Wes deals 3 damage to Victor.
I think that's totally completely fair.
And passes turn to Devin.
When we talk about power level in Commander, really I think ramp has to be one of the strongest things that you can do. I think that's why probably the strongest color individually would have to be green.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can consistently get out bigger, better things than everyone else. And other colors have a hard time catching up. I think the second best color, and it's probably pretty close, I would think, would be blue. Because of the card draw, the utility that blue would give you. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to go bigger over the top. However, you should be able to replenish your things, to replace them enough. Looks like you played Folio Fancies.
The fanciest Folio Fancies.
And a Cryptolith, right?
Yep, gotta make those snakes work.
Oh yeah, snakes do work, like the song.
And that was all at Wes's end step. Devin is finally taking his actual turn.
There's going to be a lot of at Wes's end step, I feel like, in this game.
Yep. Gotta get in touch with that inner control player.
Ew. But going back to, I think blue is a second strongest, just because they can keep up with card draw.
Wes has decided that he also wants to draw some cards, so Devin obliges, and it swings in at Xyrus into Wes.
And I believe this is where Victor and Devin goes back to Victor and Devin rules, where we continually fight each other.
Always. Wes takes 3 commander damage. Everyone draws. Devin makes more snakes.
Yep.
Devin is grabbing an extra snake token to represent Summon Sick. Snakes, because of Cryptolithorite. It does matter.
Yep. That's usually how I break up my snakes too, is summoning sick and not.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it's easier to tell. I don't have to remember these 3 dice. And
2 fairies, puzzle box.
And I think this is exactly where I mentioned I need to go find my Narset to make sure nobody else draws cards in the game.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I don't have a Narset in the deck.
Fairies puzzle box. After you draw all your cards for turn, you take all those cards to the bottom and then draw that many, meaning many, many, many snakes for Devin.
And I didn't feel bad about it. Like, there's a little bit of confusion here first. I haven't played against a Teferi's puzzle box. I've only done it a couple times, so, kind of confused how it works. So this is just talking like, no, it's like, oh, we put it under. No, you draw cards first.
Yep.
And then I go, oh, and then I put them under. Yep, see? However, I didn't feel bad. I hear a lot of people complain when it's played on them. I didn't feel bad. I was like, sweet. There's a trigger that I can respond to Fairy's Puzzle Box with all the cards in my hand.
Exactly.
If I want to get something out of my hand, I can, or if I'm able to.
Because the Barracuda.
Or even, if not,
If you had an instant or a flash creature.
Something I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I put all the bottom. If I don't like it, great, I get new cards. I'm actually thoroughly excited about this because hopefully I can start building on this.
Looks like he's tapping out some rocks. And that would be
Tali.
Primal Storm.
Yep.
Good creature. I love this dinosaur.
I love that dinosaur too.
If I could do a mono red commander, I think it would be a Tali. However, getting up to the right enough mana to even cast them would be a pain.
Right. And I agree there. I like a Tali. Tali is probably one of my favorite cards. He goes in this elemental deck. He's not an elemental, but it fits this. I'm trying to play free things off the top of my deck.
And everyone else's at the same time.
It also gives me everyone else's, which could be unique. Give me some of those ideas. If I was playing white, I'd probably play Daxos,
Right.
Because I'm a fan of that effect. Play other people's stuff.
Victor's typing out some more.
I think here I'm just passing the turn. Yep.
Looks like that's a new bond from War of the Spark.
The blue bond. The top 4 cards in our library. Our graveyard.
Kai's still deciding what he wants to do.
He's a nimble obstructionist.
He's had that in his hand for a long time now.
There's been some good opportunities to use it already, though. I'm mostly thinking, to really upset you, Devin, why to be upset. You know what I mean? To use it, because there's some things that could stop what you're doing. That's a pike.
That's the pike. Proven once again. This is Mono Blue Voltron.
Maybe.
He decides to finally take his turn. Draws his cards. Devin makes some snakes. Looks through his hand to see if he wants to flash anything.
Whether you're the Barracuda or not, pretty sure most of his deck you could flash.
Yeah.
It's at most, Not quite all of it. Looks like he is playing something.
Looks like it's the Kraken of Nadir.
It's a good card to have in there. I just said, maybe his deck is make you think it's Voltron, but not full Voltron.
Still has very many blue strategies to the deck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Draws many cards. Devin makes many snakes. I see a common theme here.
I do too. I don't like it.
Devin hands Kai a tentacle token for his Kraken and Nadir.
Tentacles. So, a question for you, Devin. So, you and I have played a few games here before of Commander.
I certainly hope so.
You played against my Hapatra deck. Who do you think could make more snakes? I think you would make more snakes.
I think I make more quickly.
I think I can make more total on the board at once.
Depending. I mean, Xyrus does get wheel effects, which hits everyone, so one wheel effectively would be 21 cards.
Yeah, but I'm thinking also I have like Black Sun Zenith. I pay 3 mana, give all your snakes -1/-1 token, all mine too, and then all of a sudden I make twice as many snakes, you know? So I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting kind of a game. Like,
that would be a very interesting match.
You'd have to, I think, win by blue. It looks like Kai is attaching this to one of his newly created wizards, his Greaves, so he can target his commander.
Burrell with the pike. This does open it up to any spot removal, if anyone so chooses.
You know, and that's just Shadow Sphere.
Very good card.
It's a very good card. It's a very good Voltron card. You know, I was wondering. I haven't been playing Magic as long as you have, Devin, but why? It feels like equipment, like equip cost, should be able to be played at instant speed. It feels like they should, because of how they're written, put on the card. You know, compared to every other artifact in Magic.
Right.
It feels like they should be instant speed.
Which there's plenty of actually white lean-ins that play with instant speed equip.
Yeah.
And he does flip his
wizard
there
to a bigger wizard.
To a real big wizard.
So it's like a 6/5, I think.
Yeah, probably the actual Voltron target there.
Yep.
Biggest reason why is because you would be able to counter any targeted with like
Lightning Greaves. Right.
0 cost, you move it, interrupts it. Yeah.
I can see on some of them, and some of them flavor wise, like Colossus Hammer. It costs 8 to equip, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense if you're trying to pick up a real heavy hammer, right? You gotta struggle to do that. You're not just gonna do that instant speed.
Right.
You're not Thor.
You gotta lift it up over your shoulder somehow.
Right, exactly. I think it's a good strategy here for him though too, with that Kraken out there, be able to make some tokens, try to combat you. However, he has to pay mana to make each token, which is a problem.
Yes. He has to pay for each one he draws. He has to pay 1, where I just get each one he draws for free.
However, that's one way that I think the Xyrus deck. I think you're Xyrus, right? Yep. I think can win by commander damage.
Yep.
I don't think it's gonna be very common that'll happen though.
No, he'll probably just go around the table, spread the love evenly,
and then
kill
everybody with going wide with these snakes.
Yeah,
I think so too. You know, and for the case of this tournament, this Luna deck wasn't 100% finished. I just really wanted to play it for this game. But going in that, I was making it. I feel like playing spells and things off my deck for free could be very gross. You know, I was thinking about going the Eldrazi, Blightsteel Colossus type things in the deck, and I just decided against that.
So, Wes is playing
Animist Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
For X equals 1 billion.
A lot.
Yep. And this is, I believe, where we do miss a trigger. We apologize here. Because he gets it twice. Yep. Yeah, because we counter it, and then we miss the copy. Yep.
Still gets his dude.
Yeah, that'd be a one to Narset's reversal, though. Put the copy back in your hand, and I get to do it.
And I get a copy of it, yeah.
Right?
That'd be pretty good.
That's really good, huh? I think guys thinking about it, too.
Looking through.
You know, this was a week ago here for us, and so trying to really remember the details is kind of interesting.
Devin's changing out some dice.
Yep. It doesn't have enough dice.
Yeah. Never know.
Devin has all the mana in the world now with all the snakes and lands that he has.
Not yet. They don't have haste. Those are all summon save.
Well, I know those ones, but I mean, you still have.
Yeah, untapped lands
yeah.
and then like 7
or 8
snakes.
or something like that. Yeah, you have a bunch of snakes in there. You should be just fine. So, question. So I can see you winning this game here from this position by making a bunch of snakes with Fairy's Puzzle Box and winning.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Wes, if he can find a way to get trampled to some of these big freaking Hydras, being able to win that. I can't really see me winning it from here. I feel like I'm a little too far behind. I feel like I can keep in the game, but I'm going to be far behind. How does Kai win from here? What can we do here to get him to win?
So unfortunately, his biggest out is the Psych Rift, but it got exiled. If he could find a way to pump up his Baral enough, he probably wouldn't need the Psych Rift.
What about the Poor Man Psych Rift, the Sorcery Speed one? Because he can play instant speed now.
The Flood of Tears?
Is that the one that...
There's a whole bunch. There's Evacuation, but all those hit his own stuff as well. So.
Flood of Tears also put stuff floods and put permanents back though into play. 4, yes. Right?
No, 1. If you bounce 4 of your own permanents that are non-token,
you do the 1.
Then you play 1 thing for free. So Omniscience.
Right. So that'd be a good option for him to have in there, probably.
A Flood of Tears, Omniscience trigger, play everything out. With the boots, Brawl would have haste, but again, he's just so weak in power.
It's tough for him, and now that he's unblockable, but it's still he's only a 3 power, I believe, right now.
Yeah, still only at 3 with 4 aura equipment on him.
Yeah, that's just a rough place to be.
Kai contemplating his evil laugh.
You know, let's not go to win. How does he get second place? What can he do to get second place?
So he needs to pit Devin or Wes against each other to knock him out.
Yeah,
you're correct. Victor is at a weak point, and a lot of that is the fact that he was so far behind.
I was 3 turns behind in the beginning, and I have some powerful cards and stuff out now.
Yeah,
like that can turn a corner, but it's not there yet. Wes, I believe Devin. I think Wes at this exact second is probably table threat.
Yeah,
you're very close to it. It can easily overtake him on his end step, which should be happening eventually.
Yeah, right now we're going through the backtrack on the second copy of Animus Awakening and the Unbound Flourishing trigger.
Yeah.
So we're just resetting where the board should be at because of all the extra draws.
Do you think Wes plays Green Sun Zenith in there for a Creator Hoof? I probably would. It's an X-Spell into a WinCon.
I don't think he does have a Creator Hoof in there.
I feel like he should, though.
It'd probably be good because it'd give what he needs, which is
Finale of Devastation.
A Finale would be really good.
Yeah.
Because I think that naturally gives trample.
Yeah, but also for the Creator Hoof or something that would give that, or End-Raise Forerunner or something.
End-Raise, yeah.
Something that does that effect.
Because the thing is, I think at this point Devin has almost 40 snakes.
Yeah,
so he throws 1 in the way of a tapped Hydra, and that's it.
Of like a 20-20 Hydra or whatever. 40-40 Hydra.
Looks like Wes is just finishing out his turn here.
I think we're still fixing this correction. This correction took a little while here. We apologize.
No, I think that one's done.
Because there was a second part to that correction, if you remember. Because he didn't play land. Yeah, okay. No, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're all done with the correction.
You know, I'm really excited about this tournament going forward. I'm excited to see if we can get Brawl can actually get some commander damage in.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he's got plenty of commander damage in, but not enough.
Well, I mean, to get the extra points.
Yeah.
To help push Kai up a little bit. Because with Kai is in the middle of the pack. With me, I believe I'm in the middle of the pack at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to see that. What I don't think is going to happen, looking at the schedule, for the most important thing, the sake of the world, you and I are probably not going to be able to play these same decks against each other, most likely at the end of the season. I don't know if I see them having points week 7 before they reset for the championship week.
Yeah.
I know what mine is and what's coming for it. Deck lists and these aren't what's what I'm looking for?
Set in stone.
They're not set in stone. Yeah. They can change.
It's just the commander that's locked in.
Yep. And so I had a whole bunch of stuff on order that didn't come in for this tournament that I think it's going to greatly increase the power, but enough that we're going to keep it fun because we want to keep these games pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And I believe this one has been so far. I'm really man. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Wes here to kind of get something with trample. Because once he gets that trample out, I mean, I think it's a whole different game. I think right now, the snakes that you just made, right here, you're tapping some of them.
Oh, that's Karametra's Dictate of Karametra.
Yep, more draw.
No, double mana.
Oh yeah,
this is a double mana for everyone, which is why Devin tapped the snakes, not his lands.
Because it's land you produce.
Lands
you have,
producer +1.
Yep.
Looks like Wes played a Putrefy. Oh, nope. He is copying my Xyrus.
This gets interesting.
And I'm looking like, that's probably not bad. Oh, wait. Maybe I should do something about this. And Wes was only able to do this because of the Dictated Karametra. I tried to change the targets.
Reading it, judged.
Clone doesn't target.
Does not target.
It just chooses.
Yep. Which I like. No, I'm actually a fan of almost all of the free commander spells. The blue and red, I think, are the strongest, though.
For sure.
The Commander 2020, or this Ikoria commander.
Yep.
Free counterspell. Like, you don't have to pay life or discard a card. It's a counterspell. It's a force of negation with almost no drawback. Right? If you play your commander. Which your drawback is, I guess, play your commander. Right?
Right, and that's how they keep it balanced, but, I mean, it is commander.
So you should always have access to your commander. However, I mean, if you're playing like mine's a 5-cost commander to get out there, and yours is too. And so my mutate's 6. It costs more to mutate to come out. But I get a ridiculous effect to mutate.
So we have Devin playing a 14 mana Finale of Revelation. And Kai is deciding to tap some lands.
This is all on Wes's end step.
Yes. So Insidious Will. He is going to just copy the Finale of Revelation.
I think this is where things get hectic.
This is going to be a huge deck, boys and girls. Wes over here with all his tap lands wondering, well, what am I going to do here? Oh, wait, make a lot of snakes because he just copied Xyrus. Devin confirming that is just copy and not change target of or counter.
Because it can't be countered. I figure, is that finale, it can't be countered if X is 10 or more, or if it's just can't be countered, period. I don't think it can be countered, period.
Yeah, it just can't be countered.
Otter.
Looks like that's the Otter.
I'm targeting Devin with the Otter.
I get an extra turn.
But I get protection from Devin.
And everything
My thought here at this point, really for this line that I'm thinking is, I'm not going to win. I think Devin's about to win right now with all the draw and with Kai drawing extra cards, him making more snakes, Wes making more snakes. If I can get protection from Devin gets an extra turn, then I can probably come in second place here. Kind of save myself. And then...
Except Kai has something to say about that.
Yep.
Devin tries to change the target.
Tries to counter.
And then Kai responds with another counter.
Oh, no.
So we have a genuine stack here.
We do. And with not this on here, I get confused here a little bit, thinking that it's on the full board here, and I have the extra mana.
Not quite.
Nope.
So currently we have Finale Revelation, copy Finale Revelation, a Otter to give an extra turn, a counter the Otter, a switch the counter to the copy of, and then a counter the countering of the copy of the counter of.
Yes.
Huge stack. At this point, Devin decides to get everyone to wheel. Hopefully, he draws into a free counterspell because he is all tapped out.
Yep, and this is where I'm actually in here. Sorry about that. Where I'm confused here.
Unfortunately, all those snakes over there are providing no mana because they are still summon sick.
Yep.
Everyone's shuffling their graves and.
See, the problem I felt with this, because I told you this when you did it, I was like, you're wheeling, but you're giving the mono blue player more counter spells. However, he doesn't have any more mana.
So... Right. So the thought process is he's tapped out now. If I could get a counter spell onto the Finale Revelation, then he wouldn't untap his lands.
Yep. And here I have a blue floating. Not blue, I'm sorry, I had a green floating. I thought it was another color. And I thought that my Leafkin Druid had 4 creatures on there and produced 2 colors for some odd reason. I was like, I got this. Because I look to counter the last counter here. I believe I drew a Teamer Charm, I believe it was. And I only have 3, and I only have 3 green. Not the right mana to do it.
No.
And it would only be 2 green because the Otter's on play yet. The stack gets real confusing here. Got a bunch of snakes, yeah. See, nope, can't do it. Is our counting out? Nope, wrong colors. We're good.
Yep. Victor trying to cheat there a little bit. It's all right. And I think it's at this point we decide to go down the stack.
Yep.
Just counter the retarget.
This is the longest end step in the history of end steps. I'm just kidding. It's probably not, but it's a really long end step.
All still at Wes's end step. Yep. And then we go into countering the Otter. He does a little scry. And draw, discard.
Draw, discard for Brawl.
And then the copy of Finale Revelations resolves first.
So he's drawing 14, I think it was, she said?
X was...
Big? More than
12.
10. X was more than 10.
X was 12. 14 was paid. 2 blue and 12.
Yeah. Did you ever get your mask token? Because don't you have mask with this one as well?
No. You're thinking of the wrong one.
I'm thinking of the one that the mask is for your hand size.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
So Finale resolves. I shuffle in since X is 10 or more.
Wes down here has a bunch of snakes as well.
Yep, this entire time Wes has been along for the ride, making free snakes. Shuffling up, offering the cut. Drawing 12. And Wes makes more snakes. Choosing which lands to untap.
is getting super complicated again. Oh, you can take your turn.
Nope, this is still his end step.
So you untap 5 lands.
I untap 5 lands off of the Finale of Revelation, which gives me 10 mana because of Dictated Karametra. And I choose which cards I wish to play. Kai is throwing out some Wayfarer's Baubles.
I like that card. Wayfarer's Bauble or Traveler's Amulet? Which one? Which one's better?
I'm not sure. I like Wayfarers.
Don't they do the same exact thing?
Pretty much.
I believe so.
Devin plays Temur Ascendancy, which now activates all of his snakes. Which at this point, I believe there's about 70 of them. Chromatic Lantern doesn't really matter at this point.
No.
Plays a Consecrated Sphinx. Anytime anyone draws, Devin will draw 2. And that is in May.
Interesting.
At this point, I believe I was trying to think of a way to knock out Victor.
Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, that's what was happening here. Because in my hand, I know you can't see it, but it's a Psychosis Crawler. With Consecrated Sphinx, Psychosis Crawler, all these little snakes. Like, I could whittle away everyone's life totals.
All right, I think you're trying to figure out how to not kill everybody.
I needed...
Kill everybody at the same time.
Which is what I was trying not to do.
Yeah.
Because that's minus points.
Yep.
I think I did look at Kai and decided that he needed to go, but that Xyrus copy was a huge issue because of all the drawing that's been going on. So I Chaos Warp him so it gets shuffled in. And we all joke about how, you know, it's probably just going to be the same thing or worse.
Right.
We all wait to see what gets flipped. Devin's going to his untap. Flashing all of this mana around. And it's an island.
That's just Kai Ascendancy that you have too?
No. Temur.
Temur Ascendancy to give all your creatures haste?
Yep.
Yep. That's what you needed there.
So now I actually take my untap step. Get all those snakes onto 1.
Count the cards in your hand.
I gotta do all the upkeeps.
Yeah. Draw. Put bottom plate at instant speed. With the trigger. So much to do.
I just wanted to make everyone work for the game. Looking to see if I want to play anything before I put them all to the bottom. And I choose to play Magus of the Wheel.
Really?
And decide, yep, that's alright. The rest could go. Draw me a new heaping handful of cards.
At this point, I'm thinking here, what do I need to do to not come in last? So, between me and Kai, I was worried about this. Even though really at the same points, I didn't want to come in last.
Right. Bragging rights. Those matter.
I wasn't really worried about Kai because he didn't really... I have big creatures out now. I have a 6/6 flyer and a 5/5 dinosaur on the ground I know I can't block his brawl, but I'm at some ridiculously high life total. Like mid 30s, 30, something like that.
Yeah, everyone so far hasn't taken a whole lot of damage, I think, between Brawl and Xyrus. A couple of Beast token swings.
And a couple of mana vault triggers.
Yeah, Wes is the lowest life total here, for sure.
Yeah. But he has a big wall of defenders, but no flyers.
Devin plays his own Psych Rift. Kai was
played a morph.
a real jerk there.
Kai immediately played a morph card. I will let this. I know the record needs to be told that I immediately said that was a counter morph.
Yep.
And it wasn't a counter morph.
It was a counter morph, which is not playing on my turn. It was already out.
But it allows you to act that on your turn because he wasn't playing a card. Yeah.
Lame.
It was great.
My plan was to start swinging out. Probably would have left Kai alive and killed Victor and Wes. I had plenty of snake tokens.
I don't know if he had enough to kill me and Wes though. Wes was very low.
I'm up to like 80.
Yeah, Wes also had like 50. Yeah, he was pretty low though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think enough because I was high life total, and he has a bunch of blockers. Like I think you could have killed me and Kai for sure, but I don't know if you could have killed Wes plus Kai or myself. You might be able to kill Kai actually. I don't know what his life total is at the moment.
So I believe my thought process now was get down the Psychosis Crawler, point out that it does really stupid things with Magus the Wheel and Consecrated Sphinx, and decide that I didn't want to pull that trigger, but instead, the other control player needed to get off the table. So ask how many he has, how many blockers.
Yeah, because I remember at this point you had to send well over half of yours to kill him. Of your snakes. Because of all those blockers. And we're all at high life total. Even Wes is pretty healthy, still in the 20s, I believe, at this point.
Splitting up the snakes to show who's attacking and who's staying home.
Yeah, and I think you send enough snakes that he dies by like 3 extra.
I believe it was 2. I deal 46 damage to Kai.
Yeah. Kai kept getting life with Brawl. He'll kill all the snakes that he can.
Yep.
And then he is finished. He's not very happy about it. And this is the point where you realize that you don't want me to get second. Because I get more points. Because here with the Psychosis Crawler, right?
Yeah, the Psychosis Crawler with us
pinging Wes down and me down.
Consecrated Sphinx.
Yep. And you ping him down to 1 life.
Yep. By the end of it, he gets down to 1 life. Because when you guys draw 3, I'm drawing 6. So it's 12 cards.
I have a Vivian here that I don't know what to play.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about that one.
Yeah, my hand had nothing in it.
So it looks like you finally play the Abzan Charm.
Team return.
Teamer Charm.
I was thinking here that if I get lucky with this Vivian, I might be able to kill you. If you can't block with all your snakes, none of your creatures could block because they're all 3 power or less.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking at this point, if I play that and I say creatures with power 3 or less can't block, I have a chance to take you actually out of the game. I think it was pretty fair there to try to get that.
Yeah. I wasn't too worried though with.
Well, I know.
I think I ended up with 3 counterspells in hand.
Yeah.
Me deciding how many cards, if any, that I want to draw because Consecrated Sphinx is a May.
Yeah.
And I think looking at it, I choose to draw.
Because this is for the Wheel of Teferi's puzzle box. Because
Mm-hmm.
I had that Teamer Charm in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Teamer Charm was nice, though. I really thought that would be a way to get out of this, though. To make it so you can't block and get hit with the Tali, something lucky, and a Luna in the air, you know. That was 9. That's 11. That's a third of your life total, you know. I think you're down to 20 something at this point. I don't remember exactly.
There's the Risen Reef.
Yep. Call him Rizzy around here.
Rizzy.
He's pretty good in an elemental deck, but
I haven't seen very many elementals out of the elemental deck here.
nope. It's because it was halfway done.
Looks like you decide to mutate onto the Risen Reef.
Yep. To flyer draws me a card. I believe that's the one that I did the mutate with. Gets it bigger. Thinking about that, I should probably mutate it on the Atali.
To give it flying.
To give it flying, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Beast Whisperer. So I still draw a card from the Beast Whisperer too. And I was also thinking too, if I got this Risen Reef down, if I could somehow stay alive and you're still here, and start playing some elementals that are in the deck, that I'm not drawing cards, so you're not getting triggers. Well, as many triggers, you know.
Right.
Trying to get around that a little bit. And Wes is just sitting over here, hoping not to die, because he has nothing in the air. I have a 6/6 that I can fly in with. Does that count as a commander kill? Like kill the last point of damage with my commander? Oh, dang.
No, it has to be a commander damage kill.
Yeah. I think you're sitting here thinking, what can you do to stop me from coming in second?
Pretty much. I knew that the Atali trigger would be an issue.
Could be an issue.
It might be when I have to pull a trigger on something.
Yeah, which I think is when you eventually decide to do that here.
Looking through my hand to see what I could do, because the biggest issue is the Psychosis Crawler will just naturally kill Wes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Wes to come in second, because I'm spiteful.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out a way for me to come in second. I'm like, how the heck are you gonna stop this? And this is me figuring I can't kill you, so I really wasn't worried about Wes either, because I think I was calculating the damage he could do on the crackback. I think he could have killed me, but then I'd be in second and you were out, so I would have been happy.
Right.
If I swung all in at you, but I don't have enough out there. I only have, 13, 14, 11, 12, 13 power. I didn't get really anything off the Risen Reef. But this is you counting your deck for some odd reason.
Yep.
And I switched the land I played. I was playing a land and decided I don't want that. I'd rather have my red source.
Looks like my hand is bigger than my deck. Now I'm counting out my lands.
You had plenty. I mean, you have the snakes too.
Yeah. Alrighty.
And I go to combat.
Combat Tally Trigger goes on the stack, and then I say, hold up.
Yeah. It's gotta get moved.
Producing a bunch of mana, targeting Beast Within on
Rex
my own.
Sage.
Oh, Rex Sage on my own Psychosis Crawler. Playing Lab Maniac. And then nearly tapping out. And
X is for deck.
X is for more than deck.
Yes.
On myself.
Response? I
Living Twister.
to discard how enough mana to discard the land. I wanted to do that. I was like, no, have enough mana to Living Twister, discard land, kill less anyways.
And I show there's a mana drain.
Yeah, but I was like, alright.